right, here we are, the real dirt. On today's dirt, I've got Heather Moore from Earl's, the highest grow in the continental U.S. Say hey, Heather.
Hello.
All right, Heather, we need a little more enthusiasm. This is the remix, Heather Moore from Earl.
What up, what up, what
up? That's what I'm talking about. All right. You know, one thing that is underknown in the cannabis industry is all of the great growers. All of them. And some of the coolest people come from Georgia. Just like me and my girl Heather here.
That's right.
Yeah, it's true, though. Like, we see people all over from the South. Lots of people from Georgia growing. Do you ever run into any other Georgia growers?
All the time. Mm-hmm. I meet so many people from Georgia coming up to Colorado to do this and get into the industry and growing and stuff. So it's pretty fun, though. You're like, oh, you're from Georgia? Oh, I'm from Georgia.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I give a Georgia pass. I always have. If you're a customer, you usually get a better discount or definitely better service. If you're looking for a job, you get thrown to the top of the list. Right.
You're hired.
Not hired, but like, oh, they're from Georgia. Let's look at them again. You know, like that happens. Like most, you know, I can't spell. So some of their like resumes might not look the best. Right. But I go through that. It is the effort. Well, speaking about effort, you guys are one of my favorite grows here in Colorado. I know you brought some weed.
Oh, yeah, I definitely brought some weed.
Fire it up, Heather. What you got?
All right. Well, today I brought some nice Fort Collins cough.
One of my favorites.
Yes.
Excellent.
I also brought some Webster.
Oh, Webster.
It's a Arcata train wreck because I've heard that you like the Arcata.
Yeah, totally.
And it's a Haze. Also heard you're a Haze fan.
I'm a Haze fan. Totally.
So I brought those two out today.
Is that the Arcata? Is that the Trainwreck cross with Ghost Haze OG? Is that what that one is?
You know, I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a popular one I see around here.
All right.
Right.
Well, maybe you can tell me.
Right. Well, you know, I got really lucky this past week, and I got some original Trainwreck hybrid, right? That looks a lot like the original Trainwreck. I think I got oh yeah, there it is. Check that out. Yeah, a little bit different from the Arcata wreck. It's got a thicker stem.
That's pretty.
Pointier buds, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, seeds from like 2008 or 9, and yeah, somebody just got lucky and got like a great pheno that was the original Trainwreck.
Yeah,
pheno.
that's all purple. That's nice.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, let's fire one of your joints up there and continue our conversation.
All right.
So this is the remix because I had Joel on the show a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Right. When I'm talking to Joel, you know, and I've been out to your place before, but when I was talking to Joel, he was like, "Oh, Heather grows all the weed." I don't know. You'll have to ask Heather. Heather grows a weed. I'm like, why do I have you here? This is supposed to be about growers. So I'm glad you can make it down.
Oh, me too. It's definitely a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, because I really wanted to know the inside secrets. We're going to need to know the full nutrient package, the complete water schedule, all the secrets, all the inside tips.
All right.
First, you got to fire up a Fort Collins cough joint.
I went Webster.
Oh, Webster. I was just guessing. It smells good from here. I can smell it from here. It's quality, though, that's for sure. So, Heather, tell me, what do you have official title there, or what's your job position?
My job position is, there's no official title, I guess. Probably, mainly grower, plant watcher.
Plant watcher, grower extraordinaire.
I watch them grow. Mm-hmm. I give them what they need.
Right. Awesome title. Yeah, you guys have like, you do all the work pretty much. You might have some trimmers or some transplanters maybe?
We do. We have a full trim staff. They're there all the time, 7 days a week or 5 days a week, sorry. So they're trimming all the time. I do most of the gardening work by myself. I do have Joel and Matt there with me, and they are the owners of Earl's.
But you do all the work. You water it. You do most of the pruning, the bottoming.
I do.
Right?
Yeah, I run 5 greenhouses. We have a couple of indoor rooms, but I water, hand watering, and all the trimming, keeping up, cleaning out. That's pretty much it. Keeping an eye out for issues or non-issues.
You guys do have indoor there too?
We have a couple indoor rooms. We don't flower in them at the moment, but we can.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we usually just use them for mothers or veg plants. Mm-hmm.
Right, absolutely. So you guys have a slightly different technique than most people in the Colorado grow space, right? You mix your own soil that's loaded with your nutrients. People might call it, I don't know, living soil, no-till. I refer to it as water-only organic, right? You guys grow in beds. Tell us about like why you guys believe in this or why you guys have this technique that's different than other people.
Well, it all kind of started with Joel. It's his technique, and I choose to grow this way because he does, but because it's cleaner, has a cleaner smoke. The plants seem to like it better.
Well, this is expanding in your lungs, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's okay. Just take a sip of water. You'll be fine. I know you probably don't smoke much.
I was just joking. I had to prep to come and smoke with you. I was like, oh man, I gotta go smoke with Chip.
I better get stoned.
I need to break out the bong. Break it out right now.
Oh hell, I know. I love seeing you guys. You guys puff it out for sure. But yeah, it's always a party, and you got to bring it. You know, I don't get to do it every day or all day, but like, you know, when like I see my friends or, you know, go to great places, it's time to smoke out.
Yeah, of course.
Or have a Real Dirt podcast.
Yeah, that's always a good reason.
Right. So how did you get the job?
So I got this job, kind of a funny story. It's just I had some homies come up to Leadville for the weekend, and they're from Georgia. So they were coming up to Leadville to come and check it out. And
we heard you can get some weed in Colorado. Can we come over? Some weed. Yeah, totally. That's what they said, right?
So so I took my friends to one of the dispensaries in Leadville, and Joel was working there, and they went in the back to go buy weed, and I sat out in front and started talking to Joel, and he kind of offered me the job at Earl's. We started talking, and I told him that I worked for the other dispensary in town previously, so we kind of started talking. He's like, well, you want a job? I was like, yeah. So so that's pretty much it.
So did you come from Georgia looking for a job at the first dispensary?
No, I was already here, actually. So coming from Georgia, I moved straight to Leadville. I had a homie that lived there and was like, oh, you're moving to Colorado. You should move to Leadville. And I was like, okay.
Right. It was like, I need some company up here. Come up here.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Right.
So so I went up there, and he's a raft guide, so I kind of got into raft guiding for the first couple of months I was here. That was really fun. I didn't make any money doing it, so it was time to find a new job in town, and so I just went around putting applications in, and I got a job at the front desk at one of the dispensaries in town. So,
did you have any previous weed experience?
No previous weed experience except for just smoking it. You know, I just always smoked weed ever since I was younger, so I was like, I could work at a dispensary. Yeah,
totally. It's a dream job.
That sounds fun.
Right. All right. Well, we're sitting here talking to Heather Moore of Earl's, how she started off at the bottom and went to the top. And we'll be right back as we take a small break. Real Dirt. Denver Normal is an organization that advocates for the rights of every marijuana consumer in the Mile High City, while also creating long-lasting partnerships with local businesses that share our values, a deep love for the community, the cannabis plant, and a commitment to educate our audiences. Thanks, Denver Normal. Oh, and we're back. Man, Heather, I did not realize you had such incredible joint prowess. During the break, when we were having the joint rolling competition, as I make all my guests participate in, you really crushed all of the behind-the-scenes people here. I think the studio people were pretty blown away.
Yeah, I've got the fastest hands in the West.
Fastest hands. I was
Midwest.
I'm the first loser, the first runner up in the Humboldt County joint rolling competition 2017. Second place.
Second place?
Second place. I feel pretty bad about it, honestly. Next year I'm going back and kicking ass.
Yeah, you are. Mm-hmm. I'll be there.
Yeah. Oh shit. She's like, bring on the competition.
Oh no, I'll just watch you.
Right. I picked up some skills this year. If you were out there and you were competing in the Humboldt County joint rolling competition, I'm coming. I'm winning this year.
Chip's coming for you.
Yeah, totally. So you started off working the front desk.
Yeah, I was working the front desk.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's that mean? You take people's IDs or?
Okay. Yeah, I take people's IDs. This was back when it was medical, so no rec yet. Just medical. I was just checking paperwork, basically making sure everybody had their red cards, everything was up to date, they had their IDs, pretty much it. And then I'd walk them to the door, and they'd walk back. So I was doing that.
It's got a great flavor.
Yeah.
It has this like soft flavor. I often like identify it with baby powder or talc or something. It doesn't taste like that, but like it's like baby powder to my taste buds. Right.
To the palate.
To the palate.
That's nice though. I like baby powder.
Mm-hmm. nice and smooth for your skin.
It's good for you.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Like coconut oil.
Yeah, and I don't think it's opposite of coconut oil, but
drier.
Yeah, drier, right. So you started checking IDs.
Yeah, so I just started checking IDs. I got so for that job you didn't necessarily need your badge yet or anything. You can just check paperwork and do computer work and stuff. So then eventually I did get my badge, and then the grower there got hurt or something, and the owner was like, "Do you offer me a job?" He's like, "Hey, do you want to work in the grow?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Yeah, I want to work in the grow." So
magic room.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the moment. Like he's like, "Yeah, you're like young, fit. You're not gonna get hurt easily, So I was like, "All right, I'm down." So that's pretty much where it started.
And they just had a a standard operating procedure or something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As far as
so they just gave you a list of stuff to do and you just started doing it?
Well, the owner, he's pretty much it's a small dispensary, so he pretty much just kind of took me under his wing. He took me in, we worked like together a lot, and he just showed me how he wanted it done, how he grew, and I pretty much just took over from that.
Right.
So he'd tell me, and I'd get a list of stuff to do, and I was like, all right. If I didn't know how to do something, I'd just ask him, like, yeah, how do you want this done? How do I do this? What's this? What's that? Asking 100 million questions. He's like, that's cool. You got any questions? Call me anytime you want. So that's nice.
I hear the story over and over again that people start off like as a trimmer or, front desk or administration, and they move in, to the grow facility and they get taught how to grow weed. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 years later, they're managing some incredible grow.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's literally the dream. I hear it all the time. I hear people say it all the time.
Yeah, it is a dream. It's pretty much, if you would have asked me like, 10 years ago or, 5 years ago, would I be doing this now? No way.
Right. Yeah, man. Life makes incredible turns. Well, so were you in Georgia 5 years ago?
In Georgia? Yeah, probably because I'm going on 4 years with my badge, and I was RAF guiding for about 6 months. Okay. So
it was, they had medical here, but they didn't have rec.
Right. Medical, no rec yet.
Right. And you left your home state thinking like they got weed in Colorado.
It didn't even really cross my mind. And then, because it was like all medical, and I was like, I can't.
What's that mean? I'm not sick.
I was like, I don't know how to get a medical card, really. You know,
Right.
it never really crossed my mind because, I mean, you know, I just smoke weed whenever, you know.
I don't need a card. Right.
I
Exactly.
don't need a card for weed.
Exactly. Exactly. So, started from the bottom, made your way into the grow room. You left that place.
I did.
And Joel offered you a job at Earl's,
Yes.
right? He was growing all the weed at that point.
Yeah, him and Matt. When they took over, it was just them.
Okay, wait a second. So him and Matt were growing all the weed, and then you took over the job yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. All right.
I do the job of two men.
Two men. Totally. Totally. They're big guys too.
They are big guys.
They're big guys.
Yeah. So
How? Tell us about the. I know if you've listened to previous episode of Joel from Earl's, you've heard all about the grow, but that was Joel's perspective. Why don't you tell us what's going on there? I describe you guys as the. I know there's controversy over this, but the highest grow in the country.
yeah.
Right. I think it's a great pun, but it's it could be debated.
It can be debated. I feel like there's like an app or something that shows you your altitude. We went and like stood in our grow to
Right.
see, you know, but theirs is still higher. So
Maybe you got to go over there with your app and,
Right.
and check it.
Yeah, same app.
But when I say higher, I mean, am I putting my fingers to my lips in the universal joint smoking technique? Higher, you know?
Right.
Right. So how high is it?
our grow, I don't know. I forgot.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Leadville sits at 10 too, so we're close
Right.
because we're right there.
Right. Well, everybody's got their claims. Who knows that other grow what they're claiming?
Right.
Right. If
They don't
might-
market it though.
Yeah, well, that's why I call you guys the highest grow in the country. And it's greenhouses.
It is greenhouses. Yeah. Yeah. We run 5 greenhouses. 2 are light dep. The other 3 are full season houses. So they're full. We only run them seasonally.
Right, totally. At over 10,000 feet.
Over 10,000 feet.
Is that tree line here in Colorado? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Well, it's really fucking high, but it's sunny all the time up there.
It's nice. Yeah. It's really nice weather. Yeah. Come down here in Denver. I'm just like, oh,
It's so hot.
so hot down
Yeah,
here.
totally.
Get me back to the mountains.
Yeah, right. Well, come down here in the wintertime.
Right. No, I live too close to copper.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, right. So yeah, people tell me all the time you can't grow at that altitude, or you can't grow in the desert, or you can't grow in the where it snows. But like you guys grow all year long in your greenhouses.
We do all year round. It's really nice when it's dumping outside, -2, and then you go inside and 70 degrees, you know,
Right.
80 degrees. It's nice.
So these must be. Here's a baited question. These must be highly sophisticated greenhouses to do that.
Super sophisticated.
No, these are handmade. You guys made these.
We did.
Right?
We handmade them. We built them. Earl comes in with a tractor and makes a pad, and we whip out some greenhouses, put them up.
Right. Real. You don't have to spend a bunch of money to do it.
No, we don't. And I love that, because I've seen facilities, over $1 million, $2 million to build these 12.
Yeah.
Crazy numbers to build these sophisticated environments and greenhouses or indoor houses. But you don't need to, the plants thrive in natural environments,
Right. So let's talk day in life, right? Let's. I want to know everything at Earl's from taking the mom plant cuttings and cut it down. I want to know how you do it all.
Okay. So,
Oh, that's an easy question. Go ahead.
all right, I got it.
Do you guys harvest all the time? Are you always harvesting?
No, we're not always harvesting.
No, you harvest on a monthly or 2-month basis.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Mhm, yeah.
Okay.
So that's nice too. I love that. Just for the break because we're always going
Right.
super hard.
Right.
So
Okay. So sorry. Start from the beginning.
oh yeah. Okay. So from the beginning.
Do you guys, how many clones you got? How many moms you have?
How many moms? We have about like 30 to 40 strains. So 30, 40 moms.
And do you grow each one of those every harvest, or
No.
how do you decide what clones to put in to harvest?
Well, based off of kind of what the store is doing, Joel and I, we'll sit down, we'll talk about what the store is doing, we'll talk about
how much weed the store is selling,
how much
what strain.
Of what strain, exactly. What do the customers like? What are they saying? What's buying? What's not buying? Stuff like that. What do we like? So pretty much that's how we sit down and talk about what's going to go, how many cuts we're going to take, how much of this we need. So we take that many cuts based off of those numbers.
I see. And number of cuts equals volume of cannabis to sell in the shop.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Do you what's your least favorite strain there? That's not a good question. Let me back up.
Whoa.
Hey,
did you see my face?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, what strain's the most difficult for you to grow there?
That's kind of a hard question. I mean, as far as the plant itself, OGs tend to be long and lanky, so I don't like those. I mean, I love smoking it, and it's a great plant. I love watching it grow, but as far as work, they do take a little bit more work and effort to take care of them. Anything that doesn't want to stand up by itself,
right?
That's not like stocky.
Or do you find them harder to clone, the OGs?
No.
No? Okay.
It just depends. The way that we're set up, it's all the clones do pretty good.
Right. Yeah. So you determine what clones you want. You take a set of cuttings. You guys do these in root plugs or soil or something?
Root plugs,
root plugs and cells. What's a typical amount of cuttings that you guys take when you take clones?
We can take 200 to 300 clones. On the way that we're growing, we're trying to cut back on because we have beds, so we stack anywhere from 8 to like 14 plants in a bed. So depending on the strain, we've been trying to cut back our numbers a little bit so we don't have to take as many clones.
Right.
So we were taking up like 1,000 clones or something.
So you take your clone at roots, you put it in some size pot and veg it for some period of time.
We do,
right?
Yeah.
Do you veg them for all the same amount of time before you put them in the beds?
Yeah, we do. Pretty much from the time they root up, they go straight into soil, and then they just veg until we're ready to plug all of them at once into the beds, and that'll be their home, pretty much.
Right. And these beds, you put them in there, you evenly space them, right?
We do. Mm-hmm.
And you vegetate them in the beds sometime, or do you go into flower immediately?
We veg them out. We give them a little bit of flex time because they're adapting to their new environment and their new home. Because sometimes, depending on the house, sometimes our veg plants are indoor, so we move them out to the greenhouse and give them a little bit of time to adjust to the sun, and then we plug them and still give them a little bit of time to adjust to just coming back from the transplant.
Right. Are you guys in what size pots are you veg in?
Just little green ones.
1 gallon.
Yeah,
or something,
and
maybe?
then
Okay.
and then move up. Sometimes to I think those are like three
Okay.
gallon.
Yeah.
The black ones.
The bigger ones, right? I can't remember. So do you guys top the plants or anything while you're vegging them?
We do, yeah.
Right.
I go in and I'll clean them out, make them all pretty, because sometimes, just whatever kind of dead leaves or anything like that, I'll go in, clean them out, top them, make them all the same size. We try to keep them shorter and kind of shape them a little bit. I try to help shape them and get them ready.
Do you guys use trellis net there?
We do.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. We use stakes and nets.
Horizontal trellis net, or do you wrap the plants? I forget.
Beds, horizontal. We do both on our full season plants. So we do the horizontal stack and then we wrap them around.
Right. So you guys train the colas in the beds into the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you should fire up that other joint. What do you got there?
Oh, yeah.
Or no, maybe I should roll up a joint. It just can't be all you. Hold on.
But I roll these just for you, Chip.
Well, you can smoke that. We'll smoke that one next.
All right.
This is gonna.
I will smoke these
this
joints.
This is a 4-joint episode. Okay, 4-joint episode. So, do you guys use the same soil between your vegging plants and your beds? Is it the same stuff?
Same stuff. Yeah. Same soil, same mix pretty much. We might alter our amendments just a little bit depending, but it's mostly the majority of the time the same mix.
Same soil. So you guys get you guys have your own soil mixing formula, right?
We do.
You have your own components. You mix it together. You put all your organic ingredients in it.
Yes.
Right. Do you guys just mix it and put it right in the pots and then start growing the plants in it?
Yeah, pretty much. We mix the soil up and then transplant them straight in.
And then pretty much just feed it water. I've seen a compost tea brewer over
Yeah, we do. We do compost teas here and there, but mostly just water.
Now, this is a big division in the cannabis industry. And it's a great debate too with people about quality versus quantity versus application of technology. Why do you guys choose to do it this way?
I think this way we can focus on the quality and not the quantity, like you just said, really, because we have the light depth that we use. I mean, you can get the indoor quality with outdoor yield, and then it's the best way.
It's the best way, man. Totally.
It's the only way.
Well, it's definitely has less labor if you're just using water.
Yes,
right. You don't
definitely.
have to have a. You guys have reservoirs though, right?
Yeah, we have water, 1,000-gallon water reservoirs.
Are you guys on a spring or well or
city? Yeah.
Oh, city water. Okay,
City.
so you put yours in I saw those 1,000-gallon tanks. We got pictures on our website. You can check it out at realdirt.com. Look, Earl's from Leadville. There's a great picture of your underground cement reservoir.
Oh yeah, I really like those reservoirs. They're nice.
So you just drop a pump down in the reservoir and use a water hose.
Yeah, water hose. I have a timer. I can time it 5 gallons pretty much every time. Perfect on the dot for how many gallons each bed gets. I hand water each house.
Is this a special timer or just a clock?
Just stopwatch.
Just stopwatch. Just stopwatch. I get it. Right. Yeah, totally.
It's a golden stopwatch.
The golden watch.
What you rolling up over there?
I'm rolling up that the train wreck hybrid.
Oh, yes. All right.
Almost done. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. So I interrupted you, and then you water the beds.
Yeah, I water the beds with a stopwatch, and that's pretty much how we regulate watering. I do each house. I try to offset it for different days because it can take me, 4 hours to do one house.
And they're like 2,000, 3,000 square feet? How big are they?
Most of them are 30 by 100.
Okay, 3,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and these beds, they're I think they're 1 yard beds or maybe 1 1/4 yard beds or something like that. 1 yard beds. And how do you determine when to water these?
Most of the time, the plants will tell you,
Take a dry hit on that.
Oh, man. Oh, that tastes nice. Yeah.
Yeah. You can taste the flavor in the Webster.
Yeah, I was going to say that tastes like that.
Yeah, but that's got it strong.
Yeah.
They were lucky. I was lucky to receive that. You can plan out. Oh, we got a lighter? Is there a lighter here?
I had one.
What happened to the lighter? This is a problem at the Real Dirt Studios. We must have lost it at the joint rolling competition.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, it's a perfect time for a break. Well, this is Real Dirt with Chip and Heather. These new episodes are made possible through some really awesome partnerships. We want to form long-term relationships with other entities who have similar goals. Thanks to Grower Soil, a line of soil and nutrients manufactured and developed right here in Colorado. Also, thanks to Cultivate Colorado, with 2 stores in the Denver metropolitan area. Cultivate has one of the largest selections of indoor horticultural equipment in the known universe. So stop by if you have any growing needs. Grow your dreams, cultivate your legend. And we're back. Oh, I had to take a little water coffee break, man. Get ready for this next joint. We didn't fire it up yet.
Oh, no.
Oh, fire that shit up, Heather.
All right.
So, what's your favorite weed out here to grow?
Oh, man. Favorite weed for as far as plant goes, anything stocky and strong that can hold itself up.
Mm-hmm.
I like purples. Anything that's purple.
Purple. I got that.
I like purple.
I like that purple. Give me that purple.
It's pretty.
It's purple pretty.
Yeah.
I love purple.
Yeah.
Purple. You know, I love the purple flavor.
Yeah.
Right? Tastes like purple. Yeah, purple Urkels, the first plant I saw with spider mites.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, totally. I'd heard about them and laughed about them for a long time. But I was like, they don't exist.
They don't exist.
My technique is superior.
And then there were.
And then there was a clone.
Yeah.
Right. But that was my first, actually, Trainwreck was the first name brand clone. And then came Purple Urkel for us. Right. That's how, before that, you could just like grow whatever seed you wanted, call it whatever you wanted, or mostly didn't call it anything.
Right.
I think.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the good stuff.
Yep. And so Trainwreck was really the first one, late 90s. Like early, mid 2000s, the Trainwreck changed a little bit from what everybody has now.
Did it?
Yeah, totally. They bred an Afghan into it, or it got selfed into itself or something that made a stronger stem, right?
All right.
A shorter strain, shorter flower period.
Right.
The original Trainwreck was a couple weeks, 10 days longer than the Arcata, right?
Okay.
But would fall over. One of the claims is that it falls over like a Trainwreck, right?
You just said right at the same time.
You're right, man. I know. That's a
Jinx.
total Georgia thing right there, right?
I think so.
Hey, man, pass that joint over here, right?
All right.
There you go. Oh, this is great. Oh, it's like hanging with my my people. I'm with my people.
Yeah,
today.
I feel so at home.
Mm-hmm. I've had 2 Georgia people call me since we've been on the phone. Must be out in the universe. So, anything stocky? You don't have a favorite stocky?
Favorite stocky? Let's see. Running through like a strain list.
Strain list
running through my mind.
What about that Star Dog?
Star
I
Dog.
got some of those buds the last time I was here. How does that grow?
No, we don't. Star Killer?
Star Killer.
I was like, we don't grow Star Dog.
No Star Dog. Just Star Killer.
Yeah. We also have Death Star.
No, I like the Death Star too, but Star Killer. Is that how does that one grow?
It's nice. It's not too bad.
Doesn't stretch for you?
It does.
It does stretch.
A little bit, yeah, but it's not. All right, so the Fort Collins cough is kind of not very strong, like, but it doesn't stretch either. But it's short and just wants to fall over.
Right.
But the Star Killer stretches but holds itself up.
All right. So I like how you're not partial to any weed, really. It's just more like growth structures.
Yeah, growth structures are pretty much the main thing that I look for when I'm growing.
So you described yourself as a plant watcher at the beginning, right? Because that's what you're like. I'm just watching plants.
Yeah.
Right. You watch the plants and know when they need to be watered?
Yeah, they're kind of on a schedule. Pretty much once a week, they'll dry out. We water them on gallons based on how fast they drink, so we can.
It's got you stoned.
Yeah, man, that train wreck just.
See, that's why they call it. I think they should call it train wreck for that. What are we doing?
All right. What was the question?
Where are we? What are we doing here?
I like to grow plants based off their plant structure.
Plant structure, right?
Yeah.
You just watch the plants and know when to water them?
Yes.
You don't have a water day?
No, not specifically. It changes because you don't really want to overwater them because they might not. I mean, go around and feel the soil in each bed. Like I feel it with my hand. And if it's getting close to a week, give or take a day, I can make a stretch a day. So I water it based off of how the soil feels, give or take a couple days. But mostly they're pretty scheduled. They drink the same amount every time, pretty much, based off the gallons that I give them.
Right. And you give them, when you water them, do you water them all the same amount? You dry them out all the same amount and water them the same amount?
Mostly, yeah. Well, based off, like I told you, I feel the soil with my hand. So if this bed is still wet, this one's drier. So I'm not going to give this one as much water as I would give this one. But generally, they usually get the same amount of water.
Right. I get it. Because you said you could hustle it by a day or so. Like, oh, it needs water really tomorrow, but I want to water it today.
Yeah, it's like water. They don't look like they could use a water.
But I need to water them today.
But I should probably water them today. But I can wait till tomorrow.
Right.
Just by looking at them, I can,
And when you say dry out, this is a complex conversation for people. What do you mean by that? You say you touch the soil and like how do you really determine? Is the temperature, is the moisture level?
The moisture level in the soil, yeah.
Right. Do you have an indicator somehow? When you say you're touching the soil.
Yeah, well, I stick my finger or like depending on the size of the bed, I can stick my whole hand like deep in the soil and feel the bottom of the soil. If it's like really wet, like if you squeeze it and it sticks together, it's obviously too wet. But if it, if you stick your hand in there and it's dry, it's obviously thirsty.
Mm. Yeah, right. Yeah, because you can't pick up your beds, right, to see if they're heavy or not.
Oh, no.
Right. That's the container method.
Yeah. I do that with our pots. Sometimes we run bigger pots and you can do it by weight. But most of the time I just feel the soil, which has taken me a little while to acquire that skill. Like it's not as easy as you think it would be because, you can feel it and it would be in between. So it's like, oh, do I water? How much water does it need?
Right. and you want to feel like it's like this temperature almost feel. It's like colder, but it's not dry.
Yeah.
Right. Like, that's kind of the perfect time, right? It's
right. Yeah. You don't want it dust.
Yeah. You don't want it dusty.
No.
But it needs to still feel like plump, and still like have a little bit of swollen moisture in there and have a little temperature.
Yes.
Right. But it is this feel.
Yeah.
Right?
It is a feel.
Right. Oh yeah. Playing in the dirt.
It's fun. I like it.
Yeah, man. I've been working on my new soil plant, and it's almost done. We've been building it for over a year, and I've been missing playing in the dirt. I haven't made any dirt in a couple of years, really.
Oh no!
Right. We made some sample runs recently, and I was like, oh wow, got it. Still got it. Right. I just feel like I have such this connection when I touch it.
Yeah, it's a good feeling when people complain about having to do dirt work and stuff, but I enjoy it. I get to touch the soil. I get to feel it. I get to
connects you.
Yeah. I'm involved in every aspect of those plants' lives. So it's, I did this soil, it's like, feels really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. I'm excited for it. I will be in production in a couple months. Hopefully I'll be making, have my elbows deep.
Yeah.
Right. Coming soon. Sweet. So we've talked about most of the growing. Let's talk about how it flowers, right? How you're growing all these different strains with different maturation times, right?
Right.
Do you also determine per plant when to harvest each plant?
Yes. So we don't exactly harvest them all at the same time. We kind of watch the plant depending on strain, how long it goes. We'll let it. If it wants to go longer, we'll let it go longer. We're not really in a rush to get them down necessarily all the time. So that's nice.
Right. You guys sell all your weed or almost all your weed in your dispensaries.
We do. It's all our own weed. We don't ever wholesale in or out. So it's just what we grow.
Right. Yeah, that's you guys got a great model because it's focused on just like the supply and demand. I don't ever hear you guys talking about like grams per square foot or watt or pounds per it's like we need more of that, so we're going to grow more.
Yeah.
Right. It's a different concept.
Yeah.
Right.
We do. Yeah, it is different. We do break it down by grams sometimes when we're picking strains and stuff to grow based off what the store does. So, but not always, Most of the time it's like we just need to grow these things.
Right. Right. No, it's a great model. It's the vertically integrated model. I think it's one of the ways that's going to survive here. It's where you're able to like grow and produce, all your needs that you sell to the end user.
Right.
Right. Same way, like, breweries work that same way.
Yeah.
Right.
I always thought
vineyards work the same way.
Yeah, I always thought that weed is really comparable to the beer industry, just in the fact, some people like Coors Light and some people like Sweetwater 420.
Yeah, totally. There you go. Plug. There's a George plug right there. And when you, in Colorado, there's so many different ways people harvest weed. How do you guys do it?
Well, we chop it down and we de-leaf all the main fan leaves, just taking fan leaves off and do like a pre-trim, and then we pretty much hang them, let them dry, tub them up, and then the trimmers go in for a second trim.
Right. So you dry trim it, they would say.
Yeah, dry trim, definitely.
Right. Dry trim, definitely.
That's the way I would always do it, anytime, anywhere.
Right.
I don't really like the machines. I've looked at bud that's been trimmed with machines and like with close up and try catch.
Oh yeah, it rounds them for sure. For sure. I see how they have their place, but
yeah.
You guys don't have to do that.
No.
Right.
And I can appreciate it. It's definitely more our style. We can do it.
Yeah, I mean it's throughout the West Coast. That's the predominant style.
Right.
Right. You there's a few of you guys around here.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think it costs any more to do it this way?
If we had bigger numbers, maybe. Because we'd have to pay the trimmers to be there. We'd have to pay more trimmers, essentially. Right. But since we're a small dispensary, I don't think it necessarily costs any more.
Right. I see. Because that's one of the biggest claims is people are like, oh, it's cheaper to do it this way. It's cheaper to trim it green. And
yeah.
Right. But I don't know. Maybe it can be for some people, but
yeah.
You guys look like you're doing it right. It's a good comparison with the beer industry, though. That's for sure. Right. Little hometown brewery. It's a little hometown growery.
Yeah. Farm to bowl.
Farm to paper. Farm to paper. So you guys, how do you guys operate in a competitive marketplace?
I think because we grow the way that we do, we don't spray any harmful pesticides on our buds, and we use all recycled soil and dry amendments. So I think the way that we grow and our style, and the fact that we're kind of small, family owned, mom and pop.
It's real sustainable.
Yeah, definitely. I think in that aspect, for other dispensaries, people might want to come. Would want to come to us because of the way that we grow and not so blown out, and we can focus more on what we're doing.
Yeah, that last joint was strong, but definitely yours was smoother. That's for sure. That was a little harsher, right? Yeah. It's I know it was well flushed, but that was hydro. That was hydro. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
but it was a little harsh compared to yours. It was super strong though, huh?
Yeah.
I bet when we listen to this episode, we'll start stuttering. Like, yeah, man, slowed way down when they smoked that joint.
Yeah, as soon as they smoke that joint.
Right. I think we said it was going to be a 4-joint episode. We're just at 2.
Oh, yeah. We're just at 2.
Right. Where's who's got the lighter? Is there here, what's this one here?
That's the Fort Collins.
Oh, I love the Fort Collins cough. Do you know the history behind this? You got the story?
Let's hear it from you.
I don't know. I'm interested in just the different stories or how it came. I mean, I'll tell you how I first got it in 1991, 92, when I was on an archaeology expedition in Wyoming, and I came down to Fort Collins, and somebody had Fort Collins cough. Maybe it was a little later than that. It could have been like 94, maybe 94. Yeah,
all right.
Totally. Right. That was the first time I heard about it, but it's like an NL5 haze or something.
It is, yeah.
Right. All right. There's my story.
I actually don't know any backstory on it. I know it's been around for a while.
Look, I just grow this shit, yo. Yeah, man.
But it's nice. It's kind of I said earlier, it's kind of a pain plant, but she has nice buds. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
It's got kind of an older school look, though.
Yeah.
Right? How do your customers perceive it?
It's obvious. It's not the favorite. I thought it would be nice. As soon as I smoked it for the first time, I was like, oh, I love that. Because I love really cerebral highs. I love those uppy highs. So if you give me an indica, I just start going down.
I'm down. But you like to grow those more like short, squat, densy plants, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I love the haze smoke, so it's like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great. Everybody's envious of us on this episode. You're like, damn, Chip's just smoking out with cool people all the time. They're bringing him weed.
Bring him weed.
Probably didn't have to buy weed or anything. It's not true. I still buy weed. I'm into it. I love to go to different dispensaries and buy some weed, right? Like, my customers or, my people I have podcasts with, I'll go to their dispensary, see what they got, right? My market analysis.
Yeah.
Right.
I love going to dispensaries and seeing, just see how they're set up. I just want to go in. I want to talk to the person working there. I want to see what they know about what they're doing and how they do it. And I'm just curious. I like to know. I haven't seen a lot of grows, but I've seen a couple, and I still love what we do. Do
you find it's competitive in that realm in the industry that people don't want to let you in, or asked to go in, or
no? I just walk in. I don't tell anybody what I'm doing. I don't. Hi, I grow weed.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions.
You're just looking around. I'm always asking questions. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I love it. I get to go into a bunch of rooms.
Yeah.
Right. Totally. Not near enough. But Colorado, Denver is so easy.
Really?
Right. It's just all like right around here, and
yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah. I mean, if I had the opportunity, if there's ever an opportunity, I always love to go see other people's grows.
Yeah, totally. You're way up in the mountains, though. You're 2 hours away.
I am.
But it's a beautiful drive if you ever come to Denver.
Yeah, it's very nice. So when you get too hot down here, go up there.
Do you meet any other women growers in the industry?
I have not. I've not met any other female growers, which is kind of sad. I wish I did.
Well, it's interesting how you talk about like watching the plant and wanting to see it grow. It comes from a very female perspective, for sure.
It is.
Right. It's a more nurturing, right, perspective. And I mean that like totally the best way possible. Dudes, I'm a dude, like, oh, I'm like the biggest, the best, the most efficient, and women think about it a little differently, right? And I've still seen, like, I knew numerous women growers. I still see them crush it, right?
Yeah.
Do great, right? It's all about the energy you put into, but they're often mostly enthusiastic, right?
About growing?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I couldn't say, like, I know a lot of women that grow weed, and I can't say, man, then maybe there's one that's like really like dude-like and is like in her like commercialness, and you got to grow it right in this manner. She crushes it. You know who you are. You know who you are.
He's talking to you,
right? Yeah, you're our second female grower on the show.
That's great.
Yeah, second. And
I should have been the first.
I know, man. You should have. It's just like things happen, right? Life and stuff. I know, man. It's hard. I only record these once a month, so but I record a bunch all at once, so it gets a little, it's hard to get everybody in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Scheduling podcasts are hard.
Yeah, not with a great crew like Lisa and Seth and Chris and David and Dan and Lincoln. Whole crew rocks it hard. Yeah. I got the devil. I got the chakra. Now I got the devil fingers going. Where you see it all going? What's going to happen in the future? When you come back here in 3 years, 4 years.
Oh man. I would like Earl's to be small, but I also look forward to expansion. Like, I hope that we can open a couple more stores and maybe like one down here in the Front Range and, you know, definitely be a part of that. I hope we're running, you know, more greenhouses and, you know, I'd like to be doing this forever.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good future, right?
Growing weed forever.
Yeah, growing weed forever. There's people that do it for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's been an excellent, excellent episode, Heather. I'm so stoked that you joined us here on The Real Dirt.
I am too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back in the future, and I can't wait to come up to Earl's. It's almost harvest time.
Almost.
Yeah, totally. Awesome. Sweet. Well, hey, look forward to some harvest pictures from Earl's here in the future. This is Chip with The Real Dirt. Download this episode and others at therealdirt.com. Look for this also on iTunes, The Real Dirt Podcast.